we have on the line with us right now Dean Stokes, and that's not a household name. It might be in the UK, though, because we spoke about him back in August as him setting a world record in the Guinness Book for riding 55 roller coasters in a week, which is exactly 55 more than your buddy Barry rides.
Yep.
Yeah, so through I contacted him, took a little while to get a hold of him. He's a very, very popular guy. So we wanted to get a hold of him, and finally we were able to, he couldn't avoid me anymore. I was like a stalker. And finally got a hold of me. He's like, yeah, I guess I could come on your show, you know. And so he was going on vacation. We had some things come up, some different stuff. So finally, here we are. We are able to rendezvous here at 9:15 in the morning on WCHE with Mr. Dean Stokes. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, good to finally make it.
Oh, my God. The pleasure's all ours. This is a maniacal thing. So you intentionally set out to do this, right? It wasn't like on a bet for $20 or anything like that, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't intentionally set out to get a Guinness World Record. The original challenge I set myself was actually just to try and ride every major roller coaster across the UK. And I kind of bumped into this Guinness World Record on the way.
Oh, that's a ride. Oh, I got to ask, what do you do for a living?
Yeah, good question. So I was originally a teacher, and then I worked at Google, and I was there for 5 years, and then worked at Adobe, so kind of did the corporate tech circuit, and then last year made the decision to leave corporate and work for myself again. So I create and deliver training usually around technology for companies like those, as well as I have a YouTube channel with tech tutorials.
Yeah, I saw those. Yeah. And so this is your outlet from your job. You're like, man, I gotta go ride roller coasters. Is that it?
Exactly. I realized everything I was doing was about technology. I'm always on a computer, which I love, but I was like, okay, if I was going to go and create something new, what would it be about? I've always loved theme parks and roller coasters, so this seemed like a good choice.
Oh my God. So you're kind of like a kind of a legend out that way. And you're from the Brighton area of the UK, which is right down there on the English Channel, right?
Yeah, right on the south coast. I actually grew up in a county called Essex, which is to the east of London, and then moved here, I don't know, 5 years ago or something. It's a beautiful part of the world. I'm right on the South Downs, so I can go hiking in the hills if I want to, but close enough to London to be near the hustle and bustle.
Right. It's a beautiful area, not far from the home of the Titanic, actually. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, the Titanic left from Belfast, I think, right? Wasn't that Northern Ireland? I'm not sure.
I think I thought
it Southampton?
I thought it left from Southampton. It left from Southampton. Yes, I am close. Yes, absolutely. So thanks for knowing your history.
No, it was built in Belfast. There's a Titanic museum in Belfast.
There you go. And the museum now is 2 miles down. So there you go. So let me introduce you over to Eric. Eric wanted to give you some questions.
Hey, Dean, appreciate you coming on with us today. So the first question I had for you, what was the most difficult part of this challenge? Was it the weather, the travel, or the rides themselves? So do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of different things that I thought would happen that didn't, and vice versa. Logistics, honestly, is difficult. This was 16 days on the road. I actually ended up riding 108 roller coasters across those 16 days in 32 different theme parks. We drove over 2,300 miles, which in the US isn't a lot, but that's a distance here in the UK.
Yeah.
And so the logistics initially were difficult just to nail down because I basically planned this all in about 2 weeks. But then there was a huge storm called Storm Amy, I think it was, that which I can't even remember. There you go. The trauma got to me that I've just left it out of my head now. And so that scuppered me on day 3. I couldn't ride some of the roller coasters because the wind and rain was so bad that they were closed. And so aside from that, just all the driving, morning to night, I would wake up in the morning, go to a theme park in the day, ride all the roller coasters, would drive closer to the next one, and then I'd have to edit a video in the hotel room in the evening before getting up and doing it all over again.
Wow. So did you have to wait in the lines, or did you get special dispensation?
No, I waited in lines.
No!
It was all, one of the things I really wanted to do is there's a bunch of family owned and operated kind of seaside parks around the UK. And so I was really keen to kind of support the independent businesses as I went around. Paid my way. There were a few parks that very kindly got in touch and offered some free tickets and fast passes, but for the most part, I was waiting in lines, or when I needed to, I just paid my way out of it and paid for the fast track to jump the line.
And did you make it all the way up to Blackpool? Do they have a roller coaster up there? Yeah. Did you really?
There's a great theme park in Blackpool called Blackpool Pleasure Beach. They've got something like 10 roller coasters there. Home to the UK's second tallest roller coaster now, because that's been overtaken by a new one built last year.
Really?
Called the Big One. Still a great roller coaster though.
You didn't go in the water while you were there, because that's some serious shrinkage, that water. It's cold.
Yeah, it's very cold. I did not get in the water. Even in August, it would have been freezing.
Go ahead.
So, Dean, what did that final... I wanted to just go through the final ride that you had. What was that final ride at Thorpe Park like, especially that victory lap on Hyperia?
Yeah, Hyperia is the new tallest and fastest ride in the UK. So it's kind of almost a vertical drop, and it twists as you go down. It is an amazing ride. Probably my favorite in the UK, but it's a little bit too short. But yeah, amazing G-forces. The speed is unbelievable. It goes about 75 miles an hour once it does that drop. I think it's something like 230 feet. I would need to Google it to double check. Any coaster enthusiasts are gonna kill me when they hear this, and I don't have the facts ready. Yeah, it was great, and it was so good that I had to do it twice, of course.
Wow. Do you prefer steel or wooden?
They each have got their pros and cons. The new fad really is to put steel on wooden roller coasters. So there's a company called Rocky Mountain Construction that have become known for this. They'll take an old wooden coaster and turn it into something that has inversions by putting new steel rails around it. So it becomes a kind of hybrid. There are some amazing wooden roller coasters, though. The Wicker Man is a really well-themed roller coaster at Alton Towers in the UK. And it blends a wooden roller coaster with fire, of all things. It's really
what could possibly go wrong with that, Eric?
Exactly.
Well, I think the most important question, how much sleep were you getting during this challenge?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I actually got a decent amount each night. The thing that was waking me up very early was radio interviews.
I hate those guys.
Getting up at like 5 a.m. to chat to people on the radio. But it was really, really good fun. And every day I actually sent a voice note from a roller coaster into a national radio station here every morning, so I enjoyed doing that.
So wait, you were on the roller coaster when you were doing it, like you're going
exactly,
like
recording
we're going down.
That's awesome.
That's a pretty good impression.
He's good at those.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Were any of them stink bombs to you?
Oh, the worst roller coaster in the UK, I think, is one called Infusion at Blackpool. Actually,
yeah.
It's just so rough.
Yeah.
It's more like a torture device than a roller coaster. If you're probably gonna walk away with a small concussion from it.
That's how I got the job here. Anyway.
Now, from each park you would go to, did you keep souvenirs from it? Did you document that?
Well, that was the plan, was to actually try and walk away from every park with something. Because ordinarily, when I visit new theme parks, or actually any new attractions, I try to take home a magnet, because they're small enough that they don't take up loads of space in the house.
Right.
But I forgot, honestly. I forgot to do a bunch of things that I really wanted to do, because we were just so focused on getting in and out of every park and riding those roller coasters and capturing it on film. So I didn't. At one point, actually, my plan was to get a souvenir from every park and then do a big giveaway at the end of like a pack of stuff. But yeah, didn't do it. And for next time, whatever my next challenge is, I'll do it then.
Yeah. Did you bring any extra nuts and bolts home from any of the roller coasters, like that you found laying on the ground or anything?
No, but there was one theme park I visited on International Roller Coaster Day.
Yeah.
So they were selling some old wheels from the rides.
Oh, get out of here.
Enthusiasts out there will buy wheels. pieces of track, all sorts. Yeah.
Oh, that's a riot. That's really crazy. How many roller coasters are there in the UK?
So altogether, if you count everything that would class as a roller coaster, including tiny kiddie coasters, I think there's around about 200 kind of permanent rides.
Now, roller coasters. When I say UK, I mean, like, is that everything? Scotland, England,
Scotland, Wales, England, Northern Ireland.
Okay, yeah. How many is it?
It's about 200.
Wow.
Permanent rides. A really good place to check this for anyone interested is a website called rcdb.com, the roller coaster database. And you can see by country, by state, how many roller coasters there are. So I think it's about 200 permanent roller coasters in the UK. But my challenge was, can I ride all of those classed as thrill and extreme coasters? That's about 65. And I said, okay, well, when I'm in any of those parks that have one of those, I'll ride every roller coaster there, even if it's a tiny kiddie coaster that a 6'2" guy has no business being on. I just felt like I had to do it for the challenge. And so that ended up being about 120 that I had on my list to tick off.
Well, that's all right, because I'm tall enough that I can ride the kiddie ones and nobody catches me. So that's if I were, of course, to ride roller coasters, which I don't, because I got to tell you, last time I even made an attempt was the Big Bad Wolf down in Busch Gardens in Virginia.
Yeah.
And my wife and my stepson, they were all excited, and I just walked right through and back out the other side. I said, I'll see you when you get off.
So I can do like one, but then I get motion sickness, so anything beyond that, I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah, right.
No. I need to prepare myself. And Dean, when did that passion begin for you as far as roller coasters and seeking thrills, for lack of better terms?
Yeah, when I was a younger teenager, I went to a couple of the bigger theme parks in the UK, but I never remember really loving them like, hey, this is almost going to turn into a hobby, until I went on a holiday. I was invited by a friend who doesn't have any siblings to go on holiday with him and his parents to Disney in Orlando, and loved it. And I think I was about 16, 17 then, and it just stuck with me. And as I went through my 20s, I kind of lost touch with it a bit. We would visit, if my wife and I went away, we would visit theme parks and stuff, but I've just become more unapologetic about enjoying them. And that was the overriding message of this whole challenge, is that we should all just get out there and do more of what we love, right? And I think that we can be embarrassed, particularly as adults, maybe even more so as men, just to go out and enjoy something that you like.
Right.
And so I just wanted to get out there and do it. And if it's inspired some other people to go do the same, then great.
So I guess like training, there's no way to go into training on the roller coasters. Like driving on the M1 really fast, that's more like for bumper cars than it is for the roller coaster. So that doesn't really work.
Yeah, in Japan, actually, there are some theme parks that will have you do stretches in the queue line before you get on a roller coaster. So it doesn't hurt. If you're going to take it seriously, stretch. The other tips I would have are you need to stay well hydrated. Motion sickness and things will be far worse if your brain is in drought. Right. So, fill up your body with water as much as possible through the day. And also make sure you eat something, which sounds counterintuitive. You don't want to overdo it, but you don't want to be riding them on an empty stomach either.
Right. You just don't want to be wearing it again later.
Exactly. Yeah. Which it sounds like you and Eric might do.
Yeah. That's
if you ride too many.
Not me, man. Not me.
Now, as far as how did the verification process work for this? With
yeah. Right. How do you do that?
Right. Well, here's an interesting thing about the Guinness World Record. It's 55 roller coasters in a week, but I don't know. You're probably going to hear from some listeners, if you've got enthusiasts listening, that actually isn't that many in a week. So as soon as I set this record, the first thing that I said was, I want to see other people go out and get it, because no one had ever attempted this before. So on the second day of my challenge, Guinness got in touch with me and said, hey, we've seen what you're doing. Would you like to go for a world record relating to this? And we had some back and forth, and I said to them, there's actually not that many roller coasters in the UK. When you compare it with other European countries or the US, I think people could easily beat this. And they said, it doesn't matter. You'll be the first person to have applied for it. And so if you reach our minimum, you'll get it. So for verification, we just had to get basically proof that I was on every one of those roller coasters. Luckily enough, I was filming everything, so that was pretty easy, right? I just submitted literal pictures of me riding all of the roller coasters, a spreadsheet with days and times. They're very picky about what they want. Guinness really do look at everything that you send them, and it can take a while too.
Well, and the thing is first, right? You can only have one first, and you're the guy. Right, so you're the first world record holder.
No one's taking the certificate off of my wall now. You can't see it right now, but on that wall, on my wall, the certificate's hanging up.
That's awesome.
And I never went out there to get it, so it just felt like an amazing bonus to get it. And if it brought more eyeballs to the theme park industry and to people wanting to ride roller coasters and get out and have fun, then great.
Eric, this is only the second Guinness World Book record holder I've ever met. Mm-hmm. First one is my brother-in-law. He holds the record for number of skydives.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, number of skydives. So when you get your complimentary book, look it up. It's Don Kellner. He's since passed from cancer, but he had over 40,000 jumps in. So now this is two.
Holy
now
moly.
I've got two. Most people don't ever meet one Guinness, world record holder.
Yeah.
Now I know two of them.
And I've talked.
What would your Guinness World Record be?
What, mine?
Yeah.
Talking.
Longest broadcast. Longest continuous broadcast.
I just talk to myself. I just keep talking.
I've actually looked at the longest, and it's long. It's a couple days.
Is it really?
Like continuous broadcast. Yeah.
God.
Wow.
I don't know.
I've always been fascinated by that. Like I've said several times on the show that a lot of times going to a book fair, some of my classmates would get the Harry Potters or the Goosebumps books, and I was always gravitating towards the world records.
Right. Yeah. I was always fascinated by them all the way back. Absolutely fascinated by them. I'm an average guy, man. I'm an average guy. The only difference between me and most other people is I just can't quit. So I may never hold a record, but I push hard.
Right.
That's it. And really, Dean here just takes it to a new level. He pushes hard and he's going for it. Did you literally run out of parks, hop in the car and go, come on, we got to go? And you hop in the Ford Focus and take off to Mondeo and zip off to the next one?
Exactly that. On the first day, we had 4 different locations to be in. And the hardest thing logistically with the travel was opening hours. In the U.S., right, if I come to Florida, I can walk in a park at like 8 a.m., maybe 9 a.m., and be there till midnight.
Right.
In the U.K., we're lucky if a park is open like 10 till 5.
Yeah, right.
So,
what is that about?
I know. Tell me about it. Yeah, I wish that we had longer opening hours.
Yeah.
But that was the hardest part because I just never, trying to plan it all was like, well, got to account for traffic and the travel between these locations. How many can I squeeze into a day? The queues as well. It's got to work around it all.
It's terrible. You guys with your hours just amaze me. I got thrown out of Harrods one time. Got tapped, strolling through. I got tapped on the shoulder and they went, Harrods is closing. The door's that way. I said to the lady, I've been thrown out of better places than this. And she said, no, you haven't. I went, you're right. And I left.
Yeah. Nice.
Got anything else, Eric?
No, that's about it. I really appreciate you coming on with us this morning.
Yeah. Hey, when are you going to come to the States and ride some of the coasters?
Well, I would love to get out there. Here's the thing. My wife does like roller coasters and theme parks, but just not as much as me.
Right.
So I would happily come over for a month. I actually have an idea in my head to come and try and visit every single Six Flags owned and operated park across the country. Mm-hmm, but I just don't think I'll get away with doing it. Well, so I need to figure out what the next challenge is.
I'll tell you though, close by. I mean, you have the one down in Williamsburg, and then you have what's the one over here in Jersey? Great Adventure.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the one out in on Lake Erie. So you're looking out at the massive expanse of Lake Erie. Much like looking at the English Channel. They have that there. There's a lot of them in the Northeast, so you could compress it down to the Northeast and grab a lot of that. Then there's little vintage ones. There's Dorney Park that has a wooden roller coaster right next to Hershey Park, which is, man.
I was going to say, you've got a Hershey Park.
Yeah. Hershey Park and Dorney Park, bam, they're literally within an hour of each other. So you could, and then Great Adventure is only about an hour and 20 minutes from Dorney Park, so you could bang them out, bang, right through there. So yeah, there's a lot in the area that you could jump to here if you stayed in the Northeast. You could get a lot of them if you wanted to.
Well, I was very recently in New York, and so I made my first trip to Coney Island. I managed to squeeze that in.
That's the new Coney Island, not the old dumpy Coney Island.
Yeah, it's what's the park called? Luna Park.
Yes.
On Coney Island.
Yes. The old one, man, you didn't want to get on anything there. One, you'd stick to it. Two, you didn't know if it was going to fall apart. That was a scary place back from the old Welcome Back Cotter days of the Sweat Hogs, and they'd always talk about going to Coney Island. So, but listen, if you come over, you need to look us up, WCHE, right here in Westchester. We would be happy to have you on. You co-host for a day with us. It would be a good time.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'll let you know if I'm in the area.
Yeah, that'd be great. You stay in touch with us, man. I really appreciate it. And thank you for coming on today. I know it was difficult for us to align our schedules, but we really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.